Okay, we're live now. So welcome everybody to this week's Community Sync. And we have an agenda, so let's just get started. The first item is a question about gRPC API for creating Rocket containers. So maybe Ethan can give some insights there. Hello?
Ethan, can you hear us?
We definitely can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just open the agenda.
Okay. So yeah, the first question about gRPC for creating containers.
So what's the question here?
So at the moment, I'm just guessing that gRPC is only for seeing current container, but not to modify them. I guess the question is about whether it will change or it will stay like that.
Someone actually request this?
What's that?
Someone just request this. How did this come up?
Yeah, I don't know who asked that. Do you know about?
No, it was added on the agenda.
Okay. I guess Google Docs has history, so we should see. Maybe it was somebody anonymous.
We want, we don't want to add it to the API service. We kind of discussed having a library for this.
Okay.
You remember the latest on that, Ethan?
No one's working on that yet.
But what do you, is that still a need on Kubernetes side?
Like not an urgent requirement. Like we are happy with the client costs for now.
Anyone else want to talk about that more? Or?
I guess not really. So yeah, we'll have to prioritize this, but I don't think there's a high priority, right? Yeah. Okay. But definitely not gRPC, right? The thing that was planned.
Yeah, I don't think so. Otherwise, it requires the API service to run as a root.
Right. And we don't want that. Okay. So we can go to the next item. Maybe, yeah, Derek, you want to talk about?
Yeah, so this question is asking if a DSL will be created akin to like how Docker files work for building containers in AC build. And it's an idea that I've toyed with in the past. And if I were to implement it, effectively the way it would work is you take like the syntax would be take a AC build command, just chop AC build off the front. So like it would be like begin or like dependency add just without the actual command, and it could be implemented really nicely, just like with a shebang, like AC build up at the top, and just have it be an executable file. I don't currently have time to implement this, and there are some open questions about like the particulars of how it would work. But it would enable nice things like the caching of different like commands you get in Docker files. Would make it a little more developer friendly for people who are actually using an AC build script to as part of their development workflow. Yeah, when I go back to full-time this summer, I hope to actually tackle that in a little more depth and see what I can make, but nothing in the near future.
Okay. Cool.
So just wait and see in the future.
Sorry? Okay. Yeah, so you added the status of AC push album, and yeah, from what we discussed before, it's ready.
Yeah, I suppose I can talk about that for the benefit of everyone who isn't Alban then, if you guys want me to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just for everyone listening, AC push is a command line utility that will push rocket images up to a registry, and AC server is the other side of that. It's a reference server implementation for that. The only issue right now is there's no public registries that are implementing the protocol. We're working on adding it to Quay, but we don't have a timeline for that.
Okay. So is there an example AC server somewhere?
There's AC server is it has its own repo. You can build it yourself and run it. There's no open to the internet one that can be run. It being a reference server implementation, you probably wouldn't want to. There's no concept of multiple users in there.
Okay. But yeah, to do a quick demo, you could just start AC server and then the AC push client, and it should work.
Yeah, that's the idea at least.
Okay. Yeah, and if not, file issues.
Yep.
Okay. The status of Rocket Natives. There's a pull request that's now still open.
Yeah, and the biggest issue is still the master node. Sometimes the master node cannot come up correctly. I tracking down the issue yesterday and this morning. Find that it's some dependency service which downloading some files from the internet. Those service for some reason it fails, and then the kubelet doesn't come up, so it cannot configure the bridge, so the Docker cannot run correctly. Still investigating today.
So what kind of dependencies? Is this Rocket dependencies?
No, just some service systemd unit running on the master node, fetching some binaries, fetching some manifests.
Okay. Okay, so you'll look into it today, I guess.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. Okay.
This pull request, this link, it has a dependency on the Rocket options, which which we decided to instead of passing the Rocket options to kubelet, we want to read the global options from the API service, which I had a PR at the Rocket. I think you guys see it and waiting for reviewing.
Yeah, you had some concerns there about the flags being global, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're only used in run and prepare. Okay.
Yeah, but it's okay if we just merge this one.
Okay. So we'll review that.
Okay.
Okay. The next item is the release. Next release.
So yes, we will do a release this week, probably tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow. And there's still some issues there.
That was just to highlight some issues existing. So there is a basic DNS support in Rocket with the -- DNS option, but at the moment there is nothing in CNI directly to do that. And it would be nice if it was a bit more automatic. There is some CNI pull request waiting to be reviewed. That would be nice to have reviews from more people. One of them is to tune the network by adding some sysctl option configurable from CNI. There was there is some issues about building rocket in rocket.
Yeah, I think that works actually, but it's not very practical when doing a release because yeah, you need to. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the problem, but I tried to modify the instructions for the release, and I found that it was a bit messy. So maybe we need some more work on that. And it's not really a deal breaker, so I think we can put it for the next release.
Yes.
Yeah,
What kind of problems can you have?
like, so you have to build twice Rocket, once to check if it works, and then to build the actual release. I guess the actual release can be done inside Rocket, but yeah, we just didn't see any reason to do it. Like, I don't know. It's cool, but yeah.
Well, the idea is that it's a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, that's right.
Usable.
And, yeah. So we can try this release to do it and modify the instructions.
Ideally, we have like reproducible actual readings for each release.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's do that. Yeah, about signing release, we still don't have a release key, and I guess this won't change for this release.
So at the moment, the release is just signed by the developer doing the release.
Yeah.
So last time it was you.
Yeah, depending on who does the release. So we'll need to figure out a way to get some release keys or something. And yeah, the next item is just weird bugs or difficult bugs. Like, yeah, we still haven't figured out SE Linux, but yeah, I guess.
So it's SLNX and Fedora,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work just out of the box. It's very annoying.
And yeah, some weird overlay FS bugs as usual.
This seemed to be a kernel issue because I could reproduce it
outside Rocket.
sometime outside of Rocket, and I don't really know how to reproduce it, but it seems to be a kernel bug.
Did you say you could or you couldn't reproduce?
We could.
So I could reproduce it with starting some Rocket commands, and then outside of Rocket, I just from a shell do torch on the file, and it failed because of
yes, some ch times return value that's not documented in the man page. Oh, breaking news. Stefan just wrote that the network tuning patch is merged in CNI. So that's cool. Then we could bump CNI in Rocket and then yeah, close this issue about tuning the network parameters in the kernel for containers. Great.
That's good.
Just on the SE Linux thing, you know if the Red Hat guys are looking into that at all?
Not that we know of, but yeah, I think you're gonna talk to them tomorrow, Alan. So maybe you can figure out something. Because yeah, I don't really know anything about SE Linux, and yeah.
Yeah, I tried to understand it, but I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and it's just yeah, maybe it's just an easy thing, and we're losing time trying to understand this. But yeah. Okay.
Could you please link the issue number from the Rocket project?
Issue number for SE Linux?
Yeah, for this SE Linux bug.
There's actually a label, technology SE Linux, and there's the two issues there. I'll just paste the label.
Okay, so it's multiple?
Well, it's probably the same issue, but in two manifestations.
Thanks.
I guess the main one is this one I will put.
Okay. So the main one is this lib SE Linux, etc. Yeah. So it seems to be that the tags are wrongly set up, but no idea.
And the last one I mentioned was Rocket GC for garbage collect on CentOS doesn't work sometimes, and we have not made progress on this.
Yeah, it looked like some kernel bug, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. You can paste the issue too. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So there's nothing else in the agenda.
I will have a look on IRC or on the Google Doc to see if people have questions.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
Too many media. Okay. Anybody has anything to talk about or wants to raise some issues? Guess that's not.
I have a question while I have you here. So for the C advisor work that I'm doing, is there any simple way to tell what networking mode it has via sort of the file system, or like C advisor wants to monitor the network. So sometimes in recent, I guess in the Docker case, it's possible for a container not to have a network. Is how would I tell that for a rocket?
What you could do is you could enter the network namespace of the container or of the pod, and then inspect the interfaces and everything manually.
So proc essentially.
If you figure out a PID that belongs to the pod,
Yes, the lead system D essentially.
yeah, you can change to the network namespace of that process. If you do it on the command line, you use nsenter. And then you can use the IP command to look at the various settings.
Okay.
That would be one option. The other option is you could look at the network JSON file that's written by Rocket after all the networks are loaded.
Okay.
But it's not too detailed. But you can see the network names that have
Is this
been loaded.
something? Would this make sense to add, or would it be possible to add it to the API service? Is it, or we'd have to? Would it make sense there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it would be nice to get information about the networking from a pod.
The network names is already exported by the API service.
Okay. Okay.
If you check Rocket list output, you also see the IP address.
Okay.
Ifan, is that already exported?
Yeah, those information.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? No. You sure? Don't be shy. Okay then. So I guess we can call it off.
Great.
Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.
See you next time.
Yeah.